Quick touch. Double check the steering wheel.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another presentation of the Mystic Racing League in their KAYTEE IndyCar Series for Bump Day here in Indianapolis. Tonight, we will finish setting the grid for the Indy 500 that is going to be in a couple days' time here on Sunday. There's the schedule for tonight's festivities. Practice and drivers meeting have concluded. We're going to get right into top 12 qualifying that starts, if you look at your stopwatch, right about now. Let's get down trackside and get into it. As we wait for drivers at the racetrack, as they're just now staging at the end of pit road, I'm your host and producer, Morgan Cook, alongside Derek Jewett, making his sophomore appearance here in the booth with cameras provided by the great Dougie Beard. It's going to be an interesting night then as we see our first driver stage there off of the pit lane. Quickly, Derek, let's go through how this night's going to go for us.
Yeah, thank you for having me again. It's bump day, so we're only setting the top 12 and 31st through 33rd. We are going to have, unfortunately, some drivers not make it, but as of right now, we are setting the first top 6 in reverse order. So whoever was 12th last Tuesday, obviously it was Leonard right here, the car number 2. He's starting, looking really fast right now. Still 4 laps. Make sure you do 4 laps. That's the big story, Morgan. So hopefully we can get that going. After that, we'll set the 31st through 33rd, and then we'll come back and do the 1st through 6th. One thing different from Tuesday night, the guys that are running right now, 7 through 12, they only get one attempt. They don't get a redo. They don't. It's 4 laps and you're done. So keep your foot on the pedal. Make sure you don't make any mistakes. Keep that wheel straight and don't hit any X's.
Yeah, now is not the time to make mistakes. Of course, driver on the racetrack right now is going to be Leonard in the 2, as you mentioned.
Another thing from Tuesday to today, Morgan, is the track is different. The drivers were complaining about that during practice.
Naturally.
That the track got a little bit faster, which I don't understand. Wouldn't you want the track to be faster and not slower than Tuesday?
I was thinking about this throughout the week, and I mentioned this to Brandon as well. Oh, you got to make sure the track's the same temperature, but really, why? You're not comparing apples to apples what happened on Tuesday to what happened today, because that field's already set. And if you run faster today, well, you're setting yourself for a different position, right? It's either 1 through 6, 7 through 12, or 31 through 33. So what does it matter if the track's faster? It's the same thing. You're racing on the same racetrack amongst all the drivers.
Yep. I mean, it doesn't change for anybody. And that was one thing that we learned on Tuesday. Yes, it is static. Did not change at all. No wind. The clouds didn't move. The butterfly stayed in one place. So everybody had the same exact track, just like tonight. Only that the track temperature's a little bit hotter than it was on Tuesday.
And we're rolling right now. You see that best lap? Nobody touched a 5 all night on Tuesday. We already see our first one, a 58 on the leaderboard here. And these 4 laps are going to get in a hurry here tonight.
Yeah, and again, the biggest thing was to make sure we do 4 laps. We had a bunch of drivers do only 3 laps on Tuesday. You only get 1 attempt if you're in the top 12 as of right now. So don't make any mistakes. I don't care if I gotta count 1, 2, 3, 4. Just you gotta figure it out. Do not make a mistake and only do 3 laps, because then you're going home sitting 12th.
Yeah, there's no reason for a situation where you take yourself out of it, as Leonard has completed his laps. And hey, right now he's pole sitter. Good for him. Incredible work.
And I wanted to correct you. We did have a 5 on Tuesday. It was Mitchum.
Oh, we did?
That 5.
Oh, well, okay.
As we have Lewis of the 53. We called it the Duck Mobile. So that is an awesome paint scheme. I can't wait to see it on Sunday.
One of the fast ducks. And he was quick on Tuesday. Can he be fast as well here today for Dustin Lewis?
Had a strong showing in the Charlotte races in the NASCAR series for Mystic Racing League the past 2 nights. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he has in the 53.
Stout
hopefully,
first lap.
Yeah, 640. And again, we're going based off the 4 averages. So the graphic does not show what the 4 averages are. It's just the fastest lap of the 4.
Yeah, just a bit of a timing and scoring, I don't know what you want to call it, limitation that we have here with iRacing. They don't really count those 4-lap averages anywhere. They don't really surface that information in a nice, easy-to-use number. And I'm not that quick on a calculator to be able to get you that before the next car comes out. So Race Control is working on it right now. They will update us periodically throughout the show to let us know what the 4-lap averages are, who's sitting where, who's in, who's out. Of course, the drama will build throughout the night, especially when we get to that 31 to 33 group that have to qualify into the race, because everyone qualifying from 1st to 12th obviously is already locked in. It's just where will they start is the question.
Yeah, and then I go back to what we talked about Tuesday with these guys that either didn't qualify or they made a huge mistake and was not able to make the 30-car field. You're waiting for these 12 drivers to get done. And then on top of that, you're waiting to see the guys in front of you, if there are any guys in front of you, to go out and qualify between 31st and 33rd. Guys like James Sturdivant, who didn't get to qualify, he is the hometown guy. He is the guy, the favorite to be at this track. So hopefully he can set a fast lap. But I am nervous for James Sturdivant. I'm nervous for these guys that didn't even get to qualify on Tuesday, because who knows? They might not even be showing up on Sunday.
Yeah, that's the risk, right? Is you weren't available Tuesday, or you made a mistake on Tuesday, and now you have to hope you can put it together properly. And that's easier said than done, of course, as Lewis will finish his laps. And next car on the racetrack is Aaron Smith in 71. Yeah, Leonard's 4-lap average. It is my guy. Leonard's 4-lap average was a 6.55. Lewis at a 6.86. So very close already for your top two. But at the moment, Leonard has the provisional pole. See what Flying Yellow can do.
Yeah, and we saw Aaron Smith. He had the fastest lap for quite a while on Tuesday, and finally got bumped down to, I believe he was 6th, maybe 7th. Sorry, partner.
7th, I believe. That's
6,
okay.
7.
I understand.
But, you know, but 7th, you know, there's a lot of quick guys in this top 12. Like, I don't know if you could fit a piece of paper in between the times of
There's
how
Smith, top of the sheet.
with a 5.54. I think we might get down to a 4, partner.
Yeah, that'd be getting it. I mean, could you imagine how you'd be going so fast around here? There's no way you touch below 230 on the entire lap if you hit a 4 flat, so, or anything in the 4s. So, can drivers do it? I don't know. It's going to be a test of machine and a test of willpower, because it's a scary ride to go that fast for that long.
Yeah, we talk about horsepower. If you get a 4, you might as well just have cheetah power.
Yeah, you got more horsepower than the next guy, that's for sure.
Ooh,
a little bit of a push off of 2. One thing I always found interesting about Indianapolis in the sim is that you can get that left front tire down below the white line. Oftentimes in the real world, you get down there, it's so dirty, and you just end up spinning the car. You push, you get loose, whatever, and that car ends up backed up into the wall. Here, though, you can get all the way down to the curb as long as you don't touch it. Sometimes you can clip the grass. When you're rounding the curb here off of 2 or off of 4, it's quite different. I feel like that's one of the biggest differences between real life and the sim that I've noticed, is just how you run Indianapolis in the IndyCar here.
Yeah, you know, a lot of guys are not going to want to touch that curb. This isn't a stock car where you can touch it and it forgives you. This is an open wheel. As soon as you touch it, it is like black ice. You're going to spin out, you know, you're going to lose grip. Just stay away from it as much as you can. And a lot of people on Tuesday stayed away from it. There was a couple guys that got really close, but as we see Aaron Smith pull out, and he is done with his 4 laps, as we got a fast lap.
Sorry, you were saying, Derek?
6.48 for Aaron Smith, as he is the top of the board. We just got confirmation from race control.
That's quick. It is quick. Now Fields, Nate Fields on the racetrack. That's about the fastest speed I've seen down into 3. 238 miles an hour. I didn't see that at all on Tuesday. It was a lot more 236s, 235s. Then the front stretch is where it was faster. Seems like that's still the case today, as we're 1 mile an hour faster. But I mean, just fast everywhere. And he goes quicker than Smith did, and we are getting pretty close to the high 4s here.
Inching closer and closer, Morgan. And I don't know. Maybe Mitchum hits it, or the teammate of John hits it. I know they were battling back and forth on Tuesday, and we talked to them after after qualifying. They are really excited about this, but I just got a feeling maybe Mitchum gets that first 4 on the board.
Stellard, I think, too, is a good possibility to get that. Of course, the teammate of Mitchum, and they qualified 1-2. Sheridan Wade was really, really quick on Tuesday as well. And Borgie, too. I mean, I think any of those four really could break down into the fours and blow us away.
Tell you what, Fields, it looks like he has not let off the throttle once he left pit road. He is flying.
Got it wound up. I do wonder, too, if going a little bit later, you get just a touch more rubber on the racetrack, if that helps at all. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, we saw on Tuesday there was I don't want to say skill gap, but there was different drivers with different types of skill and experience with the Indy cars that, you saw some guys that went faster, and then guys you thought that would be up in the top 12 didn't make the top 12 the first time around. And we saw another thing, like Seven Hawthorne. He actually bumped himself out of the top 12 running that second time.
He didn't want to wait for bump day. Thought he would do that all by himself on Tuesday. I think he was 11th or 12th, something like that. Ended up qualifying, I think it was 19th, something of that nature. Lost about 7 spots just on a gamble that didn't work out. So I think he was the only driver to do that on Tuesday, but that got one driver into the top 12. I don't remember who it was. They got in regardless.
Definitely getting a Christmas card as we see Christian Barnes, number 27, reigning, defending Indy 500 champion of Mystic Racing League. He won last year. Him and another driver, Seth Heyman, are the only two that have won the Indy 500 for the Mystic Racing League, who can go and be a multi-time Indy 500 winner for the Mystic Racing League. As coming around turn number 2, he is second fastest with a 5.49. There's something about the Fields, man. Fields set a pretty stellar lap.
He did. And Fields is now your provisional pole sitter at a 38.61 to Smith's 38.64. So got him by about 300ths. And Barnes is quite close to that number. I mean, the difference between the top 5 on single lap speed is just a touch over a tenth of a second, which is baffling how fast these guys are going and how tight they're going together in terms of the lap times. It is really quite impressive.
Yeah, it's something that you don't normally see. Again, I come from the stock car of NASCAR world, so you don't really get to see stuff like this in the NASCAR series. So I'm just blown away from how close everybody is, and it's only going to get closer, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's really about, inches and degrees is what I would explain it as. Is, the degree or half a degree that you turn the wheel more or less than your competitor, and where you put that left front tire, whether you're an inch high, an inch low, whatever the case is, that's what gives you the difference between Nate Fields' time and Dustin Lewis's time. Not to say either are significantly better than the other. It's just about putting it in the right spot. And that makes a big, big difference when it comes to lap times.
Yeah, we talked about you have to have a steady wheel. Some drivers, I don't want to pick on Harold Tuckler, but he could not hold a steady wheel. It looks like he was battling a wasp in his car, as we see Wade of 54 on track. But you have to have a steady wheel. Like, I know it's easier said than done, but as Wade, 238 on a warm-up lap, almost 240 going to turn 1.
Yeah, this car is screaming around the racetrack, and was on Tuesday as well. Of course, this was a driver who only did 3 laps, so ended up having to do a second run. Still made top 12, but that's got to be in the back of his mind here today, is run all the laps this time.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough. I was in the driver's meeting. Thank you for V-Speed for providing the V-Speed helicopter to get me into.
I gave you a pass, you bet.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, went into the drivers' meeting, and all the drivers picked on Wade here as he tops the board 5:02. So close
we're
through that
getting
4.
Close.
But yeah, they all picked on Wade. They were like, Wade, make sure you do 4 laps. And it was funny. It was really funny to see these guys all laughing, having a good time. You know how, they all want to beat each other, but they're all supportive and all fun and games until you strap that virtual helmet on.
It is fun knowing that friends may be a bit of a strong word, but we're all peers and we're all colleagues, and it's a bit of a, I mean, fraternity is a strong word, but it's a bit of like a group of people who can lean on each other for a lot of things. I mean, we all realize this is a simulator where we spend a lot of our time, but this is not the only thing. We all have families, we all have jobs, everything else going on outside of this, but it's nice to be able to lean on each other when it's required and also poke fun at each other and joke around when somebody does something just a little bit silly.
Yeah, and we go back to, me and you just a long time, we're just dealing with the NASCAR stuff, the amount of times that I just come and talk to you and you talk me off the ledge and tell me everything's going to be all right. So, but yeah, I mean, I think we're just a big family. That's the best way we could explain it. We're just a big family. Sometimes we love each other. Sometimes we hate each other.
Highly
That's just
dysfunctional family, but a big family.
Exactly.
Not making the cover of any magazines, that's for sure.
I say Wade's going to take the provisional pole here.
I would say that's a pretty good take right now.
He is screaming down the front stretch.
And that's it for his laps. We'll get the number here shortly as Borgie is now on the racetrack in the 46.
5.97 for Wade as he takes the lead.
That is crazy. That the average was in the 5s? That's unbelievable. Hello, YouTube chat. Thank you for joining us. Oh, that was maybe wall contact for Borgie off of 1.
And if it wasn't, oh man, 2 coming out of 2 was even closer.
Yeah. I don't see him slowing down though. We're gonna push through.
This was one of the cars that I told you that the neon green wheels do not play well.
No, they're not your favorite, hey?
No, they are not. It just doesn't mix well with the paint scheme, in my opinion.
Yeah, P5 on the fast lap leaderboard. See where that shakes out for the 4-lap average here in a moment.
I'm sorry, they're neon yellow. Still, just
they're a Volt color. Those dedicated V-Speed watchers. They know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm saying. If you
Wade...
don't, I'll give you the insight too, because some of you probably don't. On an SCEL broadcast with JP, who normally would cover the Friday series, Cup Series, right now, right here on V-Speed. We were watching a race. There was a car that had Volt on the side, and it was the color Volt, that bright greenish yellow color you see on construction, safety vests. And we had a good 20-minute conversation about the color Volt. So yeah, that's where that comes from, and he's got the Volt-ish wheels here on the 46.
May have the Voltish wheels, but I think Wade may have snuck in a V-Speed sticker on his car, because again, 502 is just wild to see.
Yeah, they add horsepower. So.
What is it? 5?
At least 5. It hasn't quite been dynoed officially, but the ear test tells you 5 horsepower. Borgie currently sitting 5th on the leaderboard. Rolling through 3 and 4 for the final time. Stellard now taking the track. Ooh, he got the wall there. That might have just validated the whole thing for Borgie. We'll find out shortly. Only 2 left after this, just Stellard and Mitchum. As Tucker, Marcamini, and Kobe were not present tonight, they will not get a chance to qualify for the provisional pole. They will start 10, 11, 12 on Sunday.
And breaking news, Borgie did make contact with the wall during one of his 4 laps. So he will start 9th, unfortunately, for the Indy 500. But, still top 10. Nothing to hang your head down, down about. Just top 10. Obviously not going to fight for the pole.
Yeah, outside row 3, not the worst place to start with the Indy 500. Of course, we do the 3 wide starts, not the 2 wide starts.
Something that I learned today. I thought it was going to be a 2 wide start or even a standing still start, but 3 wide start.
Standing start would be disastrous. Stellar to the top of the sheet. There's a 4. Oh, Leith would be very impressed with the 4-4-4.
Yeah, I was about to say, we got a 4. We got 3 4s, actually.
My hip-hop fans out there. Goodness gracious, that's quick. And, we're talking half a tenth faster than Sheridan Wade. This is unreal stuff.
This is John Stellard, with the gentleman that we were talking about who qualified second just Tuesday night. Lost to his teammate Mitchum. So I can only imagine what Mitchum's going to hit. Maybe a 3, Morgan? Maybe?
3s. They were so close on time. I would have to venture a guess that he's going to be within 200ths one way or the other of Stellard. It's either going to be a 42 or a 46, somewhere in between. I don't think he gets into the 3s.
I am not betting the house, but I'm taking your word for it.
Just to put it in perspective, Stellard's 3rd lap, which is usually the 3rd slowest lap, was about the same speed as Christian Leonard's fastest lap, who's qualified in 7th right now. That's how quick this 5 is. These VRL guys, if they race as well as they qualify, this field is in trouble on Sunday.
Yeah, and it's the orange paint scheme. That's what it is.
Has to be.
I love the orange.
Orange wheels, though.
Yeah.
They're there. You're looking right at them. Orange wheels.
I know. It's just, why do we have to have colored wheels?
And now we have another car with colored wheels. This one also matching the paint scheme. It's Mitchum, Stellard's teammate in the 3. Provisional pole winner on Tuesday. Can he back that up here tonight and sit on the pole for the Indy 500 on Sunday, the first of 2 races? Of course, Indy 500 and we'll call it Charlotte 600. Let's get it right. The Charlotte 600 on Sunday evening with the NASCAR Next Gen Series vehicle.
I'll tell you what, Morgan, his lap time or his miles an hour are not as fast as his teammate Stellard. So something's not being shared in the camp, maybe.
We'll see. Hello, Adam Holston in the chat.
We did talk to Stellard, and we also talked to Mitchum after qualifying. Stellard was saying that he had to beat the boss, aka Mitchum. So we'll see. He has a 4.63.
What did I say?
I mean, you said a 4.46, but
no, I know. I said 4.2 to 4.6 is what I said. I said 200ths either way, and we're 19 hundredths away, so it's
I gotta throw the challenge flag. I thought you said 4.46.
Rewind the tape. We'll fix it in post.
Fix it in post. But yes, Stellard, man, I think he's my pick.
Holston saying Stellard was his pick since before Tuesday started. Well, they're looking pretty smart right now, Adam Holston.
Yeah, Adam Holston. Remember, I own him, so his pick is also my pick.
Yeah, sounds about right. Couple laps away here from 7. Remember, we're not done yet. We still got to do 1st and 6th later. This is only qualifying 7th to 12th. So what do we know? We know that in some order, Borgie, Tucker, Marcamini, and Kobe will start 9, 10, 11, 12. What we also know is that Dustin Lewis, Christian Leonard, unless something outrageous happens for Mitchum, will start 7, 8. So Borgie, Smith, Barnes, Fields, I miscounted by 1. So Stellard, Mitchum, Wade, Fields, Barnes, and Smith will re-qualify at the end of the show to determine who is going to win the pole.
Yeah, if I was Mitchum, I would just be not pushing it too much. You already had the second fastest lap. So if you just average it out in your head of like, hey, I just need to run this hard for this long.
At the same time, what's it matter? If you crash, you're still going to start in the top, 12.
And we just got race control to say that Mitchum actually had the fastest average
Really?
of 5.54.
Wow. Okay, well, there's the provisional poll for the second time. Interesting. Now we should see some other drivers stage at the end of pit road to do 31st through 33rd. Let's get that back up on the screen here. So we have set positions 7 through 12. That's going to be, looks like Kobe, Marcamini, Tucker, Borgie, Lewis, Leonard, and Smith. Did I get that right? Yes, and
No.
Smith will be your top or your bottom 7, correct?
The 71, 27, 57, 54, 3, and 5 are your 6 that are advancing.
Oh, I see. Okay, I miscounted. You're right. So Leonard will start 7th, Lewis will start 8th, Borgie 9th, Tucker 10th, Marcamini 11th, Kobe 12th. That's how that's going to be set. Now we set positions 31 through 33, the final row of the grid. There are a bunch of drivers going for it. Ashton Crowder, Justin Miller, Reggie Kime, Cody Anderson, Christian Macarelli, Zachary King, James Sturdivant, Coulter Clark, Zach Davison, and Eldon Stewart will all qualify for the right to start the Indy 500 on Sunday. Then we'll come back and have Mitchum, Stellard, Wade, Fields, Barnes, and Smith qualify for who is going to start on the pole. Clear? Clear as mud?
Yeah. I mean, we were a little muddy
Okay.
in the beginning, but
Counting is very difficult. I don't know.
especially up here.
It is.
Like I don't even know what 2 + 2 equals. So
At least 6.
We got right fish, goldfish.
Yeah. We've discussed having concussions before. We've each suffered our fair share of concussions. Last time I had one, I spelled depend with a 6 in math class. So, yeah, that's kind of what it feels like up here, is just working off a concussion.
Partner, I've had a fair share of concussions. At least 14 medically recorded. So my brain is turning into soup at this point. But Davidson 0-1. Hopefully his brain's not a soup like mine. Looking to get into at least 31st through 33rd. Now, as I mentioned earlier, these guys that we're about to see, starting with Davidson, I don't know who's ending it, but they get 2 attempts.
Yes.
Unlike the first 12 we saw, or the first 9, I should say, because we only had 9 qualify, you get 2 chances. And unlike Tuesday, where if you went and qualified that second time, your first is completely erased, it's whatever average is better. If your first one's better than your second one, they'll go with your first one. If your second one is better than your first one, they'll go with the second one.
So if you don't qualify 31st, 33rd, you might as well take a second shot at it, correct?
I mean, do you want to race in the Indy 500? Yes,
I would.
You want to, yeah. So obviously, race control, everybody, the admins, giving these guys one final chance to make it into the big day. Some of these guys are doing the double. I know we're going to be talking about that a lot tonight and on Sunday. But Davidson Looking really, really fast here. Less, especially for 31st.
He had a bit of a wobble off of 2 that cost him a bit of time, but yeah, see, he's not going below the white line. He's staying with that left side tire right on that line, trying to be a little bit safer. So far, looks like it's working out for him. Pretty quick down the straightaway as well. Got to 2:38. That was the fast lap right there, actually. A little bit faster than his first lap.
Yeah, he ran a 8, and now he ran a 7:07, so we should see, hopefully, he finds some speed later in the day. Surely, I don't think this is gonna make it on the field. Just based on that first lap hiccup.
I think this is a good baseline, good place to start. But yeah, I don't know if this is going to be the run that gets him into the show. Especially because there are some pretty fast drivers. Remember, Zachary King probably could have ran top 12, but ended up crashing on his lap. Actually, I think both attempts he crashed. I mean, he missed the first one on time, crashed on the second one.
Yeah, and I talked to Zachary King, and he was disappointed in himself. He's doubting himself, so we'll see what he has when the time comes for him to get on track. But yeah, Davidson, like you said, I think this is a good baseline. Knowing that you get a second attempt and it's not erasing your first attempt, it's good to be like, okay, this is what I need to do better. They'll get fresh tires, they'll get fuel into the car, and they'll go from there.
We'll get Davidson's time here shortly as Cody Anderson takes the track. And this is a driver, I don't know if he completed a single lap on... Did he complete one on Tuesday, or did he crash both times?
I believe he crashed both times.
Well, let's try and do better here for Cody Anderson. That's got to weigh on a driver, though, when you have 2 different chances at it and you get the same result both times and neither of them are remotely favorable. Does that weigh on you for the next couple of days, knowing you have to wait Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, now we're on Friday, and now finally being able to get another chance at it?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is just my history with the NASCAR series this season. I race 2, sometimes 3 nights a week, and I get wrecked 2-3 nights a week, and then I gotta wait another 5 days, 6 days to get to the next one. And I'm like, I really, really want to get to the next race and just, erase what happened last week. So obviously Cody Anderson probably is feeling that same way. He's like, I just want to get back out on the track and just go, as he ran a 6.52 fastest lap. So that's up there with the top 9. So obviously had the speed, just made some errors.
And the second lap basically on top of the first one, so that variance quite close together, only 200ths off of his quick lap. For those who are not quite aware, Davidson's first lap his 4-lap average 38.74 is the 4-lap average for Davidson. Anderson so far would be a 38.66, so quite a spread. But again, he's only run 2 laps so far. Still looking good. Fell off a decent amount on lap 3, but we got one more lap here to figure it out. Then it's Zachary King on the racetrack. Speed I have no worries about for the 51. It's can we run 4 laps without hitting anything, I think is the concern for the Zachary King camp.
Yeah, and as Cody Anderson finishes up his qualifying time, not a bad average. I would say a scrumptious average, as we see.
Good.
As we.
Good. That's a way to look at it, yeah.
Zachary King, as you said.
You're saying as a smorgasbord of good laps? Is that what it was?
Listen, the first time in the booth with you, well, I guess second time in the booth with you, I'm being challenged by all the drivers down here in Indianapolis and who are still in Charlotte virtually to sneak in some words. So Scrumptious was one of them.
Good. Well, you nailed it. Nailed it. You got that one. Anderson should be top of the sheet of the go or go home drivers, what I'm going to call them, with a 38.70 to Davison's 38.74. King will go 9th fast on the single lap average ahead of Dustin Lewis, who of course qualified in the top 12. So King definitely not short on speed. It's just, again, can we get around the racetrack without invalidating a lap here?
He's getting right near the underneath the white line, or the white line, not whited, but white paint.
I suppose they're both true.
English is starting to get hard in here, Morgan. But yeah, I mean, Zachary King, obviously he has the speed in everything he touches. I compare him to a Carson Hocevar. He has the speed. He just is a weapon with that speed, and sometimes he gets himself in some trouble. We saw that on Tuesday night, and we're not seeing any trouble yet on this lap.
Looking good to this point. We have 2 more laps here. This last one, a 62. This one is 65. So average will be well in the 6s. If we can put another good one on the board here, which that should get you into the show here.
One thing I'm noticing with King, unlike the guys that we saw earlier in the Fast 9, I'm going to say 9 because there's only 9 drivers, but he's not getting up towards the wall off the corners. He's keeping a safe distance, not trying to scrub speed off, but also not trying to invalidate his lap time yet again for the second time.
Yeah, not tracking to the wall will scrub a little bit of speed because you're making that car go somewhere it doesn't want to go. Part of super speedway qualifying and Indy 500 qualifying is making sure you let the car do what it wants. The more you fight it, the slower it goes. King obviously doing enough to go quickly here should be in at the top of the sheet for the go or go home drivers. As Coulter Clark takes the track in the red, black, and white number 29.
Kind of like a Coke Zero paint scheme. You know me, I'm a huge paint scheme guy. If it looks fast, it's going to be fast. And right now, I mean, he looks fast. 230 coming off the corner, 229. We'll see what he got.
Speed on the side of that car? Did I see that right? On the pod? Did I see that right?
Maybe.
I don't know if I did. I think it is. I think it does say V-speed on the side of that. It does say V-speed on the side of that car. Or is it K1 speed? Oh, it's K1 speed. Oh, my goodness.
Well, you just lost yourself 5 horsepower.
Yeah, that's negative 10. Sorry, Coulter. Good lap, though. 38.61. That'll put you 10th fast, right behind Zachary King on the single lap speed charts.
Morgan, we talked about the celebration of it being milk on Tuesday, but there's only been one driver in the history of the Indy 500 in real life that refused to drink the milk and chose orange juice.
I bet that went well for them.
Not really, but I sense the sarcasm. Obviously, he had to make a public apology, and then he ended up donating to some type of charity. But listen, orange juice is not that bad of a choice.
No, it's not. It's not. It wouldn't catch me drinking orange juice after the Indy 500 win, but that was almost wall contact for Clark. When was that? When did that happen, Derek?
I'll have to do my research, but I think it was 1993, but let me double check for you.
Understood. Yeah, we talked about lactose intolerance a little bit when it came to drinking the milk in Indianapolis on Tuesday, but I think in this situation, just bite the bullet. You don't even really drink it anyway. You just kind of pour it all over yourself. That's what drivers typically do. I think one did a shoey, which is just wild with milk, but another for us for another time.
Yeah, I was correct. 1993. I'm not gonna try to pronounce the winner because it was a Brazilian.
Oh.
So, yeah. So you can guess what kind of name that is. But shout out to you. Appreciate you doing the orange juice. But yeah, I mean, we talked about it off broadcast. You know, if I did 500 miles, the last thing I would want is milk or orange juice. I want water. I want some type of electrolyte drink. Maybe an alcoholic beverage.
Emerson
but...
Fittipaldi.
Yeah, that guy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, gotcha. He's had me think of Brazilians. I'm like, hey, interesting.
Well, I mean, Wikipedia said Brazil, so.
Well, you're right. Oh, you're right. I'm just saying I couldn't remember who it was. I was thinking Rubens Barrichello. I don't know if he won Indy 500. I don't think he did. I don't know if it was 93 anyway. Yeah, Fittipaldi, that makes sense. Anyway, Sturdivant has completed lap number 1. Going to have to pick it up, though. 39:03 is the first lap.
This is the hometown hero. Grew up coming to this track, watching the Indy 500 and the Brickyard 400. So, trying to find himself into the show on Sunday. I talked to him. He's nervous. I try to get him hyped up, man. And a lot of drivers are actually leaning on him, telling him what kind of advice they got for him. As still sitting 14th, but good news is, Sturdivant, you get one more do-over.
That's right. And this is where you're going to have to fairly quickly go back to school and figure out what it is that you could add on to your lap to make yourself go a little bit quicker here. It doesn't look like he's terrible in the corners. As far as the speed on the exit, that looks good. But for whatever reason, it seems like he just can't get off the corner. See the speed take a dive, and it's almost like he's shifting from 5th to 6th or something like that. Doesn't seem like. I'm not really sure what's going on with Sturdivant here, but either way, you're going to have to figure it out before we get to the end of the night here. Chat's going wild over something. My goodness. Mason Mitchell mods are getting people very excited in the V-Speed YouTube chat. Gamble responsibly, gentlemen.
And Sturdivant just, maybe the nerves are getting to him. Not 100% sure, but.
Regardless, that is qualifying run number 1 completed. Now it is Reggie Kime on the racetrack. Still waiting on an update for Coulter Clark's time. There it is, just came in. Second right now of the Go Home drivers, it's King with a 56. Sorry, how about a 65? Clark with a 69. Anderson with a 70. Davidson 74, Sturdivant 90. So where will Reggie Kime slot into that group? Lap 1, 73. That would put him just ahead of Sturdivant, just behind Davidson.
Yeah, running a little bit higher than everybody else. Staying away from the paint as we go on board. Kind of fighting the wheel there, partner. What do you think?
Yeah, a lot of seesawing here on the wheel. That is not going to help. I like where he's running on the straightaway, though. Full car width away from the wall, not going to have that turbulent air happening up against the side pods. Pretty high, though, out of 2 and 4. Going to have to tighten that up on the next one.
Yeah, now he's slowly getting down to below that white line, but still just fighting the wheel. I don't know if it's setup wise or just used to being in a stock car. Not quite sure, but
Remember, he didn't get to practice at all for this on Tuesday. He was not here. So this is the first time he's been in the car all week.
yeah, obviously he was not here on Tuesday, but there was a 30-minute practice. Not sure what his lap times were looking, but yeah, just again, lucky that he has a second do-over to come out here and do it again.
He will need it. As Ashton Crowder has graced the racetrack. Saw Crowder make his, I believe, Mystic Racing League debut last night in the Caswell Glass Series. He started in the back and was a threat to win up until the very end. 44 had a lot of speed last night. Does he have that same kind of speed here this evening?
Yeah, it kind of gives me a NOS Energy type look for that car.
Devin Curl vibe. I think this was Curl's paint scheme. Ooh,
yeah, it still looks like a NOS Energy paint scheme.
It does, you're right.
But yeah, I mean, Crowder did an amazing job. Obviously, I raced in the Caswell Glass Series with him, making his debut. I'm still picking grass and dirt out of my helmet, flying through the infield on the last lap. But you can catch that on what, Green Flag TV?
That was Green Flag TV. You bet.
But hey, you know what? Watch this. Watch every V-speed.
Oh, P4.
And then go.
Oh my gosh.
I knew he was going to be fast. 5.21 on his first lap. This guy, I could see he's
quick.
Come on, he's gonna make it.
Yeah, all you got to do is not invalidate. I mean, he could run the second attempt anyway, but just don't invalidate, and you will lock yourself probably into 31st here, with only 3 drivers left to run.
Yeah, I was talking to Crowder about 25 minutes before registration closed, and he was contemplating if he wanted to do the 500 and the 600, and now he's ended up doing the 500 qualifying, and he's going to be doing the 600. So doing the double work on Sunday, looking to make a mark here in the league first week.
So far, so good. Debut to remember here in the KT IndyCar Series. Rolls through turn 4. As Eldon Stewart is just working on staging right now, getting to the end of pit road. White flag lap for Crowder.
Yeah, we saw Crowder stage during the, I think it was Reggie Kime. And yeah, it was just, he pulled off way too early. It looks like he was going to invalidate Reggie Kime's lap, but got it all squared away. Race control yelling at him.
Happens. It happens. We saw that. That happened twice on Tuesday.
Yeah,
cars on the racetrack. They got too close together. Had to basically bail on the lap. Happened to Wade, I think.
Yeah, it happened to Wade the second time, but gotta listen to race control. Gotta listen to race control.
You do. You do. That's not no bias in that either. You just have to. Of course, I'm race control on the Thursday series that Derek alluded to earlier. So listen to race control. Please do.
Yeah, you did an amazing job. Hey, I listened to you last night.
You did. You sure did.
We got Stewart up here on #1 car. I don't believe he qualified.
Did not make
made
an
an
appearance on Tuesday. No, did not. Eldon Stewart gonna try and get it done here today. I don't think it's much of a surprise that Crowder just locked himself into the show. That's not true, actually. We do have to see one of Stewart, McCrelly, or Miller go slower than Crowder to officially lock Crowder in. And right now, Eldon, that's a pretty stellar lap. That's a 58 on the board. Woo-wee.
I'm with Leonard.
We got something here.
9th. 5.84. 2:31 coming out of turn 2. I think that's like one of the fastest I've seen.
Yeah, Clark and King sweating bullets right now. Yeah, we got some usual suspects in the chat saying don't listen to race control. Tisk tisk.
And those are the guys that end up getting penalized at the end
Those
of
are
the
the
race.
ones who need to listen the most. This is bugging you, Joshua, but really do listen to race control.
Stewart is on rails.
I should note that Stewart and Leonard had a equally fast first lap. Oh, he hit the wall. Stewart just grazed the wall in the backstretch. Hopefully it was light enough to not trigger a 0x, or else that is going to invalidate his effort. He will have to give it the second go, and that will be his only shot.
Yeah, and that's something that, you go back to, again, you have the second do-over, you have a second try, basically, but, I mean, he was just doing so good. Hopefully it's just a light contact where it didn't indicate it, but with these cars and how iRacing works, a butterfly grazes your windshield, it gives you an X, so I won't be surprised if his laps are invalidated here.
And looks like yes, because I don't know if he finished all the laps or not. I'm not really sure what happened there. Well, that one's not going to work, but McCrelly in the car in the 75. We'll wait for the official word on Stewart.
This is he was here Tuesday, correct? I
don't
recognize
believe
the paint
so.
scheme.
I don't know if he was. Though the paint scheme is familiar. I don't know. It's hard to say. I've seen so many cars every week. It's hard to remember every scheme and every driver combination, but I'm not sure.
I mean, you can't get my paint schemes, but yeah, Marcelli here.
I didn't say I remember none of them. I just don't remember all of them. Those are not the same thing.
But you don't forget mine. Marcelli here, driver number 75. I believe he was here Tuesday. If not, he has a teammate that drives the exact same paint scheme, because I thought this was the M&M car for Rowdy, but it wasn't.
7th fast on the single lap. McCrelly rolling so far. Again, if one of Stewart, McCrelly, or Miller are slower than Crowder locks himself in to the Indy 500 on Sunday, would put King, Clark on the hot seat. Clark's on it right now. Race control frantically typing the calculators, got smoke coming out of it. Someone's writing it down aggressively. The pencil is smoldering.
And we did get confirmation that the one car did make contact with the wall, invalidated his lap time, so he's going to have to do it again here in a few moments.
There you go. There you go.
Looking at about 237 at the line. Not as fast as Stellard and Mitchum as we saw earlier, but still flying around these corners at 230 miles an hour. Just look at his head shaking back and forth with just the wind and the bumps.
This is one of the smoother racetracks that we're going to go to anyway.
Yeah, I think I'd be sick if my head was shaking that much.
I feel like you'd get over it. I don't know. Hard to say. That is going to do it for McCrelly's laps. Now to Justin Miller, last driver to take time in the 95. Then drivers will likely stage at the end of pit road for their second attempt. Holston's a fan of the race control play-by-play. That's good. Glad to hear it. You know what I really enjoy about race control, Derek, it's a little aside here, is when I say something over race control and then it immediately gets copied to the broadcast. That pleases me greatly that some of my one-liners make it to shows that I'm not even a part of.
I love it when race control tells us something. For instance, what a stage break is, and not even 5 seconds. Hey, race control, what is the stage break again? I love it. You really get to see the people that don't really pay attention during the important times. As Justin Miller runs 19th fastest, uh, definitely needs to get a move on with what is that on his side? I'm struggling to see.
VRC is what I see.
VRC.
Yeah, VRC.
Oh, that's a nice paint scheme. I like it. I like the red.
The wheels aren't colored though.
Why does it need to be colored?
I just think it does. I think those wheels should be red. It's too bad you can't color individual wheels in iRacing, you know?
Oh my goodness.
He did not run enough laps either. He short one.
Maybe he just felt that his average was not good enough to get him into the show and
Possible.
wanted to take a yeah, he invalidated it. Golly. Crowder, fastest among the 31 through 33rd positions.
Yeah, question now is, does anyone who takes a second shot knock him off of that top spot? As we
100%
wait
sure.
for the second attempts to roll. While we wait for those, let's take a quick step aside and pay a few bills, as it is payday today, at least where I am. We'll see you in just a few.
Real quick, you both stop real quick. Double check the steering wheel.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa. Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mystic Racing League's coverage of Bump Day here on V-Speed. I'm your host, Bruce Morgan Cook, alongside Derek Jewett, with cameras provided by Dougie Beard. We have done 7 through 12. We have qualified 31st on back, the Go or Go Home cars. We are now getting ready to have attempt number 2 for the Go or Go Home cars. Anyone who's not pleased with their time, they have a do-over, and they get it right here. Following this, we will have a qualifying session for 1st through 6th to determine who is going to win the pole for the 500 on Sunday. Davidson can hit the racetrack.
Yeah, we saw Davidson not the fastest among everybody. Do you think Crowder's going to make an attempt?
I doubt it. I don't know why you would here. I think I don't know if you had to declare first. That's a question as well. But if I'm Crowder, even if I'm McCrelly, until somebody goes faster than me, I'm not moving out of my pit stall, because there's no reason to do the second attempt if you've already got one of those top spots.
Yeah, we don't know if we heard. I didn't hear it if you had to declare it, but if you did, obviously, I don't know if I would want to declare it. But hey, more power to you if you want to go out there. It wouldn't hurt you,
right?
If you did, just you're not erasing that first.
So.
Yeah.
Know for sure, though, that Clark, Anderson, Davidson, Kimes, Stewart, and Miller will take that second attempt because they did not make the show the first time. Off of 4, let's see what Zach Davidson has for his first lap. Fast lap in the last group of laps was a 7:07. This one was a 6:20. He found some speed here. Oh, we got something now.
Obviously, way faster than what he was in the first attempt. Maybe messed with the weight jacker and turbo. Not quite sure what he messed with, but it is looking really fast right now compared to his first attempt.
That could even just be the line he's taking, right? As we talked about earlier, letting it wash out to the wall, having that nice gentle drive into the corner. I mean, he's looking pretty stout right now. That last one was a 64. Oh, he hit the wall. That's going to kill the whole run. And I believe that's going to mean Zach Davidson will not make the Indy 500. That's a heartbreaker. This car looked like it could make it, if that truly was a hard enough wall contact to invalidate the lap.
Yeah, and, the biggest thing in race control, the first thing race control said was, some of you are going to leave today really happy. Some of you are going to leave really disappointed.
That was invalidated, that lap, by the way. So that means Zach Davidson will not make the Indy 500. That's a heartbreaker. To answer some questions in the chat from the one who says he listens to race control but didn't listen to us earlier, you can do a second attempt and keep the first time if the second time is slower. That is true. That is possible. So Davidson will fall back on his first time. Of course, still was not fast enough. He will have qualified, I believe, 6th or 7th out of the drivers who have gone so far, as Anderson's on the racetrack now. Anderson, the second driver out, he qualified 5th. Needs to be in the top 3.
With the scrumptious paint scheme of the 20.
It's quite scrumptious, yes. Were the lap time scrumptious or was the paint scheme scrumptious?
It was the paint scheme. You know me, I'm a big paint scheme guy.
I got that. I'm more into lap times personally.
This is the one that I said it looked like a cotton candy on Tuesday.
That's true.
And
That's true.
He wrecked it after I said it. So you could say broadcasters curse. You're the first person I cursed, so you're welcome, I guess.
I guess. I mean, and for me, it could be a Stephen Gill paint scheme. As long as it goes fast, it doesn't really matter what it looks like, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, I come from the non-typical designs, shout out. But yeah, I mean, that was a weak punchline. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that was tough.
Anyway, I mean, you have to have a good look at paint scheme. You want to look good on the broadcast. You want to feel good, and it makes you go faster.
Speaking of going faster and feeling good, 6:06 on the fast lap for Anderson. That's got him right in the ballpark to make this show.
Yeah, we talked about earlier that most of these guys are probably going to do a second attempt just because the fact, baseline, you get to see what you need to do, different line, different setup adjustments, whatever it needs to be. Go out there, get that second attempt, and get into the 500 and show what you got.
Fell off by a decent clip on lap 3, down to a 72. It's going to be tight if he's going to make the show or not. He's got to beat an average of a 65, a 6.54 specifically of King, to even have a chance to qualify in. If he's short of that, it is game over for Cody Anderson. Off of 4 for the final time. To the start finish. Lap time was it a 7:07 again? That might hunt. That actually might work. As King is on the racetrack. Might have to go one more lap here for Anderson. Drivers doing their second attempt. We saw Davidson. Obviously, we're watching the 20 of Anderson right now. Then it'll be the 51 of King. The 29 will take an attempt as Anderson finishes his, so that's Coulter Clark. We're going to see the 9 of Kime. We're going to see the 44. Oh, the 44 will take a time here. We'll watch King. Then the 175 and the 95.
Sorry, partner. But we did get Cody Anderson, unfortunately, not making it on time. Race Control did confirm that. Zachary King, 51, getting his... This is technically his third attempt, as he only had one attempt on Tuesday. Wrecked it. I really hope he can get in, because he is wicked fast, and we know he's wicked fast.
We had a question in the chat, and I think his name probably pops in the conversation, is your favorites for Sunday in the 600. We have a driver that would be Stellard, who's going to do the double, but new to the Slim Chickens Cup Series here for the Mystic Racing League. Who would you say? Give me 5 favorites to win the 600 on Sunday.
Just the 600?
Just the 600, yes.
Beckett Brown.
Okay.
Anthony Marino Jr.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Aaron Baum.
Okay.
Derek Chua.
All right.
And Jacob Cochran.
Well, you see went one outside of your camp. King, I think, should be in that conversation. There's some other drivers as well. Evan Hawthorne makes an appearance in that conversation as well. And there are many others, I think. There's probably, and Christian Barnes, of course, there's probably, I think, 10 to 12 drivers who have a realistic chance at walking away with a 600 victory. And there's probably 4 or 5 drivers, I should say series regulars. There are other drivers in that race who could, of course, do great things, who are running the double as well. I think there's probably 6 drivers in my eyes who could do the double and win both races.
Yeah, I know we had that conversation on Wednesday with Brandon Willard.
Right.
He asked us who our favorites were to win the 500, to win the Coke 600, and who we think we could win the double. And you know, I appreciate you saying nice things about me and my camp. You didn't have to, but it's nice validation to hear that sometimes. But yeah, obviously King is one of them. 7 Hawthorne is just, he took the 15 over and hasn't really
let
go. Yeah, let go of the opportunity. He's held up to Devin Curl's standard, but Christian Barnes is another one. There's so many guys. It literally could be anyone. And I hate to use that because it's like a Daytona Talladega. Anyone can win it.
Well, Stellar, too. I mean, he's the one asking the question, but haven't seen you yet in a stock car, but if you're anything like driving an Indy car, you got a shot at that for sure as well there, Mr. 5. So it's going to be a really wild Sunday to watch at 1,100 miles scheduled, advertised distance. Could go longer with overtimes and such. Of racing, 2 different cars, 2 different tracks, but a bunch of the same drivers.
And one thing I wanted to touch base on as we just saw King finish up his laps, right. King was telling me and a lot of other drivers in our group chat that he's racing 4 races on Sunday. So that is a lot of racing. I think he said it's over 1,200 miles. or it has to be over 1,200 miles. Math, again, losing my brain in the virtual speed, V-speed broadcast booth. But yeah, that's a lot. I don't even think I could do the double, but Clark here trying to make an effort to get himself into the Indy 500 in the 29 machine.
Yeah, that lap not as good as his first run. That was a 38.69 compared to his first run. Fast lap was a 38.61. Again, needs to get up to King's 38.65 four-lap average to get into the show. King is currently on the bubble. I don't believe went faster on his run.
Yeah, Clark does not look like he is going any faster than his first attempt as well. So obviously the track's not changing. So maybe these guys are doing some type of adjustment, maybe changing their line, and it's not helping them, and maybe it's not making them comfortable enough. Definitely not looking fast.
It seems like his laps are tighter together, and all three of his laps are under his previous average. So that is positive. The problem is that none of his laps are faster than King's average. Like, he's found himself in a little pocket where he hasn't gotten it. He's gotten faster on the four lap, but he hasn't gotten fast enough to compete with the driver who needs to knock off the bubble, which is Zachary King. Again, for those joining us late, same thing as Tuesday. We don't have the ability to show you the four-lap average times. You're seeing just the fastest lap on your ticker. All of the positional data is based on that single fast lap, so don't rely on that for your source of who's qualified where. We will tell you who is qualified where. That's the best we can do in the situation, but those fast laps give you an idea of how fast that driver is in a vacuum. As if this single car runs for any other race, that would be what sets the time. But for Indy, of course, a little different with the four-lap average.
Yeah, and we did get confirmation there just a moment ago that Clark did not make it on time, so he is not going to be in. Reggie Kime time, looking to knock Zachary King off.
Already off
like
the rip,
pick it up.
That's probably not going to do it. That's an 82. That's already almost 2/10 slower than King. So for him to even get there, he's got to run down in the low fours. You got to run the fastest lap we've seen all day right here to even get back to even with King. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's not going to happen. I'm going to guess he's not going to run a 420.
Yeah, and
oh my goodness, almost caught the ball straight away there. Yeah, this one will probably a little faster. That's a 73, but still not going to get it done for him.
And one big thing that I want to say is the nerves that has to be going through these guys, knowing that they have to make 4 consecutive great laps. But it's just, I would be so nervous trying to hold that steady wheel and making sure that I did not get in the wall and I'm matching every single lap that I need to make.
I would argue, though, the Indy 500 is really putting together 200 perfect laps. I mean, we talk about the Charlotte 600 and how it's 400 laps. It's such a long race. You can drive at 80% and be okay and still be able to save your stuff, make time. That's not really the case here. It's so hard to pass in Indy with these cars, with this racetrack, with the package we're running. You kind of have to go 100% the whole time. And if you can't run 4 perfect laps here, what makes you think you can run 50 times that on Sunday? with other cars around as well. Crowder now on track. Reggie Kime will not make the show.
Not sure why Crowder is on the track. He is basically, he's locked in. So maybe more seat time, not quite sure. He can't improve his lap time. He's going to be 31st no matter what.
Must have had to declare first and maybe had the thought that King could have went faster, Anderson could have went faster, and then knocked him down a few. Has to be the reason. But yeah, there's really no, he could pull it in right now, and pretty good shot at making the show here.
He just wants to get more V-speed time.
Hey, nothing wrong with more V-speed. Let's give him a close-up. Boom, V-speed.
He got in the wall coming out of the 4, so invalid lap time there. So not much V-speed time you're gonna get there.
Boom, V-speed. Oh, almost got it again off of 2. Yeah, he's just going to back it down here. That's all she wrote. Next car to run will be the one of Eldon Stewart. Eldon currently in the pit stall. PA announcer working overtime right now, trying to fill some dead air.
Sleeping on the start.
You ever listen to what the PA announcers say in iRacing?
No, not really. In my opinion, it's kind of like a Minecraft, like villager.
Okay.
I can't really understand him, and if I had heard him, my race is probably bad.
That's true. That's true. When I'm getting in pre-race before the cars at the racetrack, when you have that little bit of dead time, that's what I hear, because that's the only thing that makes sound on the racetrack is the PA announcer, especially when on the front stretch. So it's a muddled voice. It is saying something in English, I believe. I just can't quite make out what he's saying.
Obviously, you and I have gone to real-life races.
True.
Do you ever... I mean, obviously, like, you know, you have that bigger brands that go through the stadium or the track. You ever been able to hear what they're saying while the cars are going?
No, never.
Around exactly.
Never.
I'm like, why do you even have it? You know, but
when I used to work at local dirt tracks, or a local dirt track, I was a color commentator as a teenager, and we would talk during the races, and most of the time people couldn't hear us, but every now and then they'd catch what we were saying, and they'd look around it and look back at us like, what?
Who said that?
Those were always fun. But Eldon Stewart out here. See what kind of lap time we put down for the first one. Again, has to beat a 6.54. That's a 6.02. That's a good start here. We got a shot with this one.
If he just continues to be consistent and looking scrumptious, I'm pretty sure he can knock Zachary King off.
I think we're overusing the word scrumptious just a touch. They must have given you more words to use than just scrumptious.
No, all I got was scrumptious, and I was told to do it again. So,
all right.
But
well, that's time number 3 here on the broadcast for that one.
Not making a great showing here, but Stewart, hey,
another good lap. That's a good lap too.
He just needs to continue doing what he's doing, holding that line. I actually like the inputs he has. I'm looking at the inputs. Not too hard on the throttle, getting back onto it. Steady wheel.
Yeah, if he can run the next 2 laps at the same pattern he ran the first 2 in terms of fall off, he will be either 32nd or 33rd. He's on it right now. Remember, he's got to beat a 6.54. He ran a 6.02 and a 6.14. That one's a little slower. That's a 6.65. This next lap has got to be, I believe, a 6.7 or 6.8 or faster for him to be able to make it. It's going to be tight here. It all comes out of this one lap.
Looks like a really good corner coming out of turn number 2. Going into turn number 3, looking at a 236, 237.
So that's a good turn 3. Now through 4. A lot of speed carried through 4.
Yeah. Coming out of turn number 4. This is his final lap here. 236 at the line.
That's a little, I don't know. That's a 690. That is going to be tight. That's going to come down to thousandths, I believe, between Stewart and King getting into the show. 75 should be on the racetrack right now. McCrelly.
And we just got confirmation with the average time. King is now out of the race.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That had to be so close. And McCrelly, remember, McCrelly was already in the top 3. So this should, if I'm doing my, depending on where the last driver slotted in, Stewart slotted in, McCrelly may be safe here. Yes, McCrelly is actually safe in this race. He cannot get knocked out here. It's all going to come down to whatever the 95 does. This run doesn't particularly matter unless he goes faster than Crowder. That's really the only thing that could change. He's not going to fall any worse than where he is, which would be 32nd with a 6.43. He actually, McCrelly and Stewart tied on their average lap, or on their 4-lap average, which is kind of insane considering it's a 4-lap average.
They must be sharing the same inputs and same setup as McCrelly here. Looking good. I don't know if I even want to be on the track knowing that I'm safe. But again, more V speed time, more track time.
V speed.
But Crowder and McCrelly, right?
McCrelly.
I'm hearing Marcelli and McCrelly. So
well, the C comes first, so I think it's got to be McCrelly, right?
I'm just gonna go with 75.
Hey, done.
But 75 car looking really fast. I don't think it's gonna beat Crowder though, with his average. Come to the line, 237, 238 actually.
Yeah, he's already at the average of Crowder.
And it goes back to these guys that like Crowder, oh my goodness, and the 75, they must have had to have a commitment of like, hey, I'm going to run my second attempt before actually going out.
That's what it seems
or
like.
even knowing.
Or else there's no reason. I mean, Crowder, no reason to touch the racetrack again. McCrelly in the same boat, no reason to touch the racetrack again, other than to maybe jump Crowder, which it's not going to happen here. He's already fallen off the pace of Crowder. Then it's up to one driver. It's Miller who invalidated attempt number 1. He could shock us and knock out one of McCrelly or Stewart, and the question becomes, they tied. So who goes home? Right? If Miller ends up faster than that. Oh, are we not? Is Miller not running a lap? I just got a DNQ for Miller, but he was on the list to go again. I'm confused. Interesting. From somebody who can hear race control, do you have any information for us?
I have no idea. All I know is that the 44, the 75, and the 1 got in. Crowder, Marcelli, or McCrelly, sorry, and Stewart got in.
Right. Yeah, King, Clark, Anderson, Davidson, Kime, Sturdivant, and Miller will not partake in the Indy 500 unofficially. I mean, it's possible that somebody backs out at the last second and the next driver gets in, which would be King, et cetera, et cetera. But as far as qualifying and on time, none of those drivers will do so here today. Now it's Fast 6 time. Sounds like a movie from the mid-2000s, or mid-2010s, I should say. Smith the second, Barnes, Fields, Wade, Stellard, Mitchum are your final 6 to qualify.
I could tell you, Morgan, that these 6 are going to put on a better show than that movie that you were talking about. But yeah, Mitchum, Stellard, obviously Stellard of the class of the 12, or I guess 9 that qualified. I really think these 2 are going to be sitting 1-2 by the end of the night.
Well, they have been in every session we've had so far for qualifying. They've been 1-2. Could they do it again? I don't know. So those who are, while we have some downtime, let's talk about who's locked in for Sunday and where they're going to start. Starting in 7th, Leonard will start in that position. Lewis in 8th. Borgie will start in 9th. Tucker in the 10th spot. Marcamini in 11th. And Corey Kobe starts in the 12th position. 13th will be Gary Baldwin Jr. Adam Holston will start 14th. Lang in the 15th position. Gasheri beside his teammate, 16th, 17th. Hawthorne will be 17th spot. Addison in 18th. Seth Heyman in 19th. White in the 20th position. Benke 21st. Caleb Hunt in 22nd. Kratzer 23rd. Soto 24th. Myers in the 25th spot. Rodman in 26th. Lapierre 27th. Gillen in 28th. Alessi 29th. Ullman will start 30th. And then drivers who just qualified in, Crowder 31st, McCrelly 32nd, and Stewart will round out your grid when we get to Sunday.
And Morgan, you know what? That just every name you just listed from 9th to 33rd, stellar after stellar after stellar after stellar after stellar. There's so many great drivers in this class. I don't even know who's going to win.
Yeah, there really are, at this point, 26 drivers locked in with their starting positions who could win this race. You mentioned 9, it's up to 7th on back is when I read off there, but everyone I think I could see walking away with the win if circumstances fell their way. It's possible for every one of those drivers. Now, it's likely that the driver who wins the 500 is going to come from these first 2 rows. The drivers who are just about to qualify here in the next minute or 2 is when we're about to get back rolling here. There are some of the fastest IndyCar drivers that I've seen, some of the fastest on the service. It's going to be important to start up front. For 1, for pit stall. For 2, staying out of trouble. We're starting 3 wide on Sunday. That's difficult to do here. Difficult to do. Morgan Cook up here with Derek Jewett. Cameras by Dougie Beard here on V-Speed. If you like what you've seen so far, or if you don't, and you still feel like it, you should drop us a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a moment of the racing action. Mystic Racing League, many shows throughout the week and year here on V-Speed. Got the KAYTEE IndyCar Series, of course. The Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series, which you would see on Wednesdays, as well as the Slim Chickens Cup Series, which you would find usually right now on Fridays. Would be midway through, probably just ending stage 1 right about now, something like that. That, of course, will be on Sunday. Oh, Aaron Smith, it will not qualify here in this one. He has disappeared, so we're waiting on Mitchum to get back to the car, and then we can get this thing rolling. You were saying, Derek?
We talk about these drivers doing the double on, Sunday, Indy 500, Charlotte 600, but how are you going into it mentally and knowing that you have to do 1,100, hopefully, fingers crossed, only 1,100 virtual miles on Sunday broadcasting?
This is going to sound like I'm really full of myself. Haven't thought about it. Not a concern at all. This is just another Sunday.
Wow. All right.
I mean, like I've said before, for those of you who remember back to last July, for the Majors 24 4th split, covered a 6-hour block, had 12 hours off, covered the final 6-hour block with no breaks in between. Like in those 6 hours, right? So I've done it before. It's possible. It's just, you know, it would be sore sitting here for that long, but, you know, good racing is easy to talk about. Bad racing is easier to talk about.
And, you know, we just go back to Wednesday of what on that. But Christian Barnes is on track looking to get a better qualifying stint. I believe he was 6th fastest, correct? Or 5th fastest?
I think he was 5th fastest.
He was 5th.
Fifth
yeah,
fastest.
that was, yeah. So looking to
lap
get into
start.
to the top 3. Can't believe you sit during these. I'm standing right now.
I'm in my sim rig right now when I do these broadcasts, so I don't have a place to stand.
Hey, you know what? I like a man that is prepared. If we have to get you from the broadcast booth into a car, you're already
I'm ready. We're dialed in. Switching any file, slop the wheel on it. We're in business. You betcha. Anyway, Barnes' first lap, 5.54.
Yeah, again, defending Indy 500 champion. Only 4 drivers in the Mystic Racing League have won the Indy 500. Grims, Barnes, Heyman, Brumley. So Heyman and Barnes, excuse me, are the 2 that are going to be in the field this Sunday. We might. Do you think we'll have a 2-time Indy 500 winner of Seth Heyman or Christian Barnes?
I want to preface this by saying I'm not at all discounting the skills of Barnes and Heyman. I want to make that very clear. Both have a fantastic shot at winning this race on Sunday. But I look at the rest of the field, and there are some heavy hitters in this field. Mitchum, who's yet to qualify. Stellert, who's yet to qualify. Wade, who's yet to qualify. Fields. Aaron Smith, who's not going to qualify in this one. Leonard. Borgie. You know, the list goes on and on. Gasheri, Hawthorne, Heyman. I mean, obviously he would be a double one. Holston. The list goes on and on. There are a lot of drivers in here who could win this race. I mean, I could list all 33, but that'd just kind of be not a great use of our time here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and Caleb Hunt too.
Yeah.
I'd
take the field over one of those 2, and that's just simply on the odds, not necessarily because I don't believe they could do it. Just that there are so many fast drivers here that it's going to be hard to bet against them.
I completely agree with you. And Barnes, 38.640, as Fields is now on in the 57 machine.
Yeah, Barnes ran a 64 for his qualifying. Just to put that in perspective, Crowder had a faster average to qualify 31st.
That's just crazy to think about.
So I bet Crowder wishes he was here on Tuesday. Because Crowder probably racing for the pole right now.
Good turn 3. That's a really nice turn 3. Going into turn 4, Fields coming out. 233.
Only got down to 230 for just a split second on that entire lap. First lap's going to be a 5.33, a touch faster than Barnes.
And Morgan, I was going to say, that was probably the first time I've seen somebody 239 consistent on the front stretch.
Yeah, I've noticed a few places where I think it's important to carry speed where we typically see the difference between good and great. And it's right here. If you're above 230, you're doing something right. And right here, you drop down to 230, 229. He hit the wall, too. That's wall contact. That is going to invalidate. No, it didn't invalidate. He's still good to go here. That was a 59.
Wow. He must have paid some iRacing developers some really good money, because it looked like he pancaked the wall. Yeah, there was smoke, there was sparks, there was pancakes everywhere.
Flapjacks, many flapjacks.
Many flapjacks. So Fields looking fantastic right now.
Fields of flapjacks, you would say.
But
all right, this one a 6.26. still is faster than Barnes. This will likely put him ahead of Barnes should he be able to put a good lap together here. Remember, Barnes' average was a 6:40. Fields has yet to run slower than a 6:40, so that is, by the way of averages, that makes sense. Off of 4. Final lap will be a 6:64, which that should pretty easily put him one spot ahead of Christian Barnes as they run. Next car on track will be Sharon Wade.
Yeah, that was a 6:03 for Fields. So fastest among the people that have qualified so far, which has only been 2, right?
Yep. So average was a 6:03?
6:03, 38.603.
Which was still slower than Crowder. Crowder ran a 5.85 in his 4-lap average.
Wade coming off of turn number 4. Not as fast as Fields, but it's only your out lap. Let's see what you got.
That's right. Yeah, really quick. Really good exit of 2. Never got into the 230, like that 230 flat number for miles per hour.
Above 231, 238 going to turn number 3.
This is where you make your money right here. Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever seen somebody hit 235 into turn 4. That was fast. What do we got here? Ooh, 490. Golly.
We're going to need Wade to simmer down. We're going to have some fire.
The racetrack is on fire.
It's all right. There's a pond, and out of 2, we can
having a
just
Daytona 500 2012 moment here. That's how fast Sheridan Wade's going. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Exactly. Pablo Montoya.
Yeah. I believe Indy 500 winner, correct?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure he won one, right? Didn't he win a like a photo finish?
I will look it up, but I'm pretty sure.
Chat, you got me? Did he win one or no? One of the best wheelmen of all time, Juan Pablo Montoya. That dude could drive anything, and he won in everything.
Yes, he won in 2000 as a rookie and 2015.
Well, there you go. I probably should have remembered the 2015 one, but I was thinking of the 2000 one. But good for him. I mean, that's unreal.
Couldn't do it in NASCAR, but he could do it in anything else.
Well, he won in NASCAR.
He could do it in NASCAR, too.
Yeah, he won at Watkins Glen, and he won at Sonoma. I believe he won at Sonoma. Should have won here in Indianapolis. I think it was 08. No, maybe later. But he should have won here, too, but he got busted for speeding on pit road on the final pit stop or something like that. Had by far the dominant car here.
Yeah, definitely. But no Tyler Reddick. But Wade coming out of turn number 3 here. I believe this is
right.
final lap.
Give me a break.
And this is what I was afraid of. He has, in my opinion, and I'm not looking at the lap times, but it definitely, miles an hour has looked slower every lap. And I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you could look at the laps for me.
His last lap was a 63, so it went from a 49 to a 63, which should put him on average probably a little better than Fields, but I don't think by a ton. Stellar now on the racetrack. Of course, this is your second fastest qualifier from earlier tonight.
We just got confirmation Wade had fastest average
There we go.
among everybody else. But yes, Stellard, this is my guy right here. This is my pick.
All right, well,
100%.
5.73, the official time for Wade. Can Stellard do better than a 5.73? Does Mitchum have anything left to go faster than his teammate Stellard? These two have been neck and neck all week long. Off of 4. Let's get this thing fired up. What's lap 1 going to be? Lap 1. How about a 4.65? That's getting it.
I know it says fastest lap Stellar 4.44, but in the first portion of this, Mitchum actually had a faster 4-lap average than Stellar.
So the last lap time on the board here. This is where it's going to get interesting. So Stellar with the 4.65 last time by. Let's see what we do here. Remember, average has to beat 5.73. 5.42. That is going to help. That's still on the right side of it.
Almost a 10th slower that lap, but still looking so fast with this orange car. Did we confirm? Oh, it's a VRL, right?
VRL, yep. Has been all
we talked
season.
about. I thought it was a yellow. No,
yes,
that's
we
what
talked
you thought,
about
yellow.
that. We talked about that on Tuesday. I thought it said yellow. It did not. I just couldn't read.
It's all right. We put on a great show here on V-Speed.
Did.
Just
5.55.
We lose brain cells when we get up here. But yeah, 5.55. I think he's gonna get the fastest lap here, or fastest average here, Morgan.
On average, he is faster at this point than Wade. Remember, Wade ran a 5.73 as his average. Stellar has yet to hit a lap slower than a 5.73. Ignore Mason Mitchum's 74-minute lap. That obviously didn't count. 6.13 should put Stellar top of the sheet.
At 74 a minute is a wicked fast lap.
That's getting it. Yeah, that's for sure. Mitchum now going to pass his teammate off the access road. And we will see, does Mason Mitchum have what it takes to get the top spot here in qualifying from his teammate? Will they go 1-2 as they have all week long so far?
We talked to Stellard and Mitchum last Tuesday, and Stellard was telling us that he wants to beat the boss man, and what better way to beat the boss man than starting P1 in the Indy 500 for Mystic Racing League?
We want to look at it this way. They both won a provisional pole, right? They Stellard got it, if I'm not mistaken. Did Stellard get it or did Mitchum get it on Tuesday?
Mitchum got it on Tuesday.
Okay, so Mitchum is 2 for 2 right now, I believe. So
yes.
let's see if he gets the clean sweep on his teammate, or if we go 2-1 in favor of Mitchum in terms of qualifying sessions here for Indy 500 qualifying. It's looking pretty good here through turn 3. Got a little high, but I think he'll be all right into 4.
Yeah, he's batting 1,000 as of right now for the week, but I don't know. He's looking a little bit slower this lap than Stellard was.
Batting 1,000, that's pretty good, right?
I mean, coming from a college baseball player, yes, that is fantastic. But, I mean, you know more about that because you played the game. Mitchum, I don't know. He's looking a little bit slower. 238 going into the corner. Hugging the line, get a nice runoff. 232, 231.
Yeah, first lap was a 4.84. This one's going to tell the story here. What does he run? 4.62. I think we can pretty much give it to Stellard. Mitchum's going to have to find some speed and go faster here these next couple runs. He did not get through turn 2 well at all on that lap.
Possibly daydreaming about golfing after qualifying. Not quite sure.
Thinking about a hoagie potentially.
Hoagie does sound nice. Maybe a glizzy too. You know, we had the Weenie 500 a couple weeks ago. Put on a great show, but we're gonna put on a better one.
Potentially. You can't really top the Weenie 500 though. That is one of those just elite races that you just. It's like the mascot races they used to do at, I forget what stadium it was. Like the race with the freeze in Atlanta, you really just like these are elite sporting events that you just can't really top.
Well, I got my fingers and toes crossed that we're gonna put on a way better show here as Stellar coming around turn number 3
Mitchum.
in the short. Mitchum, my apologies. I just daydream about Stellar.
I guess. Seems that way. Wish I had that kind of speed too.
Yeah, and
Mitchum, another 6'3". He's gonna shut her down. And that means that John Stellard is going to win the pole for the Indianapolis 500 here for the Mystic Racing League. Get you an official time here as soon as we get one for your drivers. Just waiting on word from Mitchum's time. Race control again, frantically punching it into the calculator. What'd you think? Indy 500 opening qualifying Tuesday, bump day today. No shortage of storylines for the 500 on Sunday, Derek.
Yeah, I mean, the two guys to beat is the 3 and the 5, obviously.
No question.
Those are the guys that have put on a show so far. I hate it for the guys that didn't make it, like Sturdivant, like King. But maybe it's a blessing in disguise for King since he was going to race 4 races on Sunday. Now he's only doing 3. But hometown hero James Sturdivant, I hate that he didn't make it. But we got 2 more sleeps, Morgan. 2 more sleeps, and we're here.
You bet. Another one that I don't want to lose sight of is Wade, Sheridan Wade. Has been third fast in all the sessions we've done so far, and he's not that far off from the top 2. I mean, his 4-lap average was only 300ths away from Stellard, so I'd be watching at 54 as well. And 54 has been pretty good in Indianapolis in the past. Again, waiting on the official word from Mitchum's time. We will interview your top 3 here after we get that time, just to clarify who it is. It's either going to be Stellard, Mitchum, and Wade, or Stellard, Wade, and Fields in no particular order. We will find out. We'll take a quick step aside while we wait for race control to do that. Then we will interview those top 3 and get you on your way to prepare for the double on Sunday. Be back right after this.
Real quick, you both stop for real quick, double check the steering wheel.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Nice and smooth, get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa. GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back here on the Speed, where we have caught up with your top 3 qualifiers, your front row for the Indianapolis 500 in just 2 days to kick off the double. Let's start off with our third place qualifier on the 4-lap average. That would be none other than Mason Mitchum. Mason, it's Morgan and Derek up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's going on?
Well, you were at the top of the sheet for the first 2 qualifying sessions of the week, falls back to third for this one. Still a front row start, but what more could you have done to get the pole away from your teammate and second spot away from Wade?
Yeah, I had a I was actually in there with John, and we were just watching the broadcast, doing our thing, kind of seeing what everybody was up to. And then on my computer, like, had an error restart, which it's happened before. And when I restarted my computer, it had deleted all my graphics settings. So I think that's why they possibly stalled a little bit to give me even a chance to even get in there. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. So I kind of got in there and just put a time down as best as I could, even though it looks kind of janky on my side. Still not an excuse. I knew where I was and did the best I could. So it just is what it is, right?
Still pretty good though for having a computer technical issue right before green, and you still ended up with a top 3 qualifying time, one of the fastest times we've
Yeah. Last
seen
thing I
all
want to
day.
do is throw any excuses out. I don't want
For
anyone
sure.
to think it's an excuse. I'm just annoyed that it happened.
Right,
But
for sure.
I'm glad that Sheridan was there, and I'm glad that John got the pole. Totally deserved, and I feel like it probably would have been about 50-50 anyways, so I'm not going to be mad about it.
So now that we are locked in, you're starting third in the race. No problems about that. Good starting stall, good stall on pit road. Good everything there. You should be ahead of the carnage into turn 1 if there is any. What is your focus for the 500? Have you started thinking about strategy with John? Anything like that? You guys going to work together all race? What does that look like, as much as you can share for us?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so we put a lot of work in our 500s, during the Indy Open and Fix broadcasts and, other leagues and things like that. So we put a lot of work in and have gotten a lot of experience at running 500s and what you need to do. And there's just 2 different ways of doing it. You can do you can save a stop and just save gas. You can do that strategy, or you can do the just go hard strategy. I think what I've learned is just doing the go hard strategy is probably better, especially if we have races that may have some cautions in them and things like that. You just never can predict what's going to happen. And so me and John will work together the entire time. That's the plan. There's really no reason to fight each other whenever we can work together until, it's time to make it happen, right? And I think you usually know it's time when there's about, I don't know, 50 or 60 laps to go. So I think that's whenever we'll probably start actually, like, we'll probably still be working together. We don't want anyone else to win, but at the same time, we'll probably start working against each other slightly, and that's just the way it goes. And we ran out Indy 500 last night just to kind of mess around, and that went okay. So we'll be back on Sunday and give it a shot and see what we can do.
Awesome. Well, while we uh, while we have you up here, who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out for a front row starting spot at the Indy 500?
Yeah, I'll shout out. Well, first off, I'll shout out John Stellard, who got the pole, and I'll also shout out Sheridan Wade, who was starting in second. They both did a great job, and I've raced with Sheridan many times, and I've raced with Nate Fields many times, and so I think if I remember correctly, Nate Fields is pretty close as well. So there's a lot of people up there. I recognize plenty of people in this race, so I think we're gonna have a good time. And I just want to shout out them too, especially though, starting on the front row. And of course, Votive Racing. So the Votive Racing League, we have a league that happens all the time, all throughout the year on Sundays. And if that's something that you're interested in, you may want to look that up. It's an IndyCar league. We run only ovals. If that's something that you maybe want to check out, look it up. Right, we'll be here. You can ask me or whatever you want to do. So I want to shout out Votive. They always do a great job of making our team better as well. We have a lot of good drivers out here racing the top split all the time. So we've gotten pretty decent by, iron sharpens iron, right? And so shout them out. Shout out Shane Coker, the owner. Shout out anyone who's watching this that maybe checking it out for the first time. Hope you guys are liking the IndyCar and stick around, and we can definitely teach you some things and help you get better at it. So other than that, that's all I got.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, Mason. Congratulations on the front row start, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Yep.
Now Derek has caught up with second place, Sheridan Wade.
Sheridan Wade, Derek Jewett, and Morgan Cook up in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Man, you had to break up the Stellard and Mitchum combo. How does it feel to have the second best average out of the entire week?
It feels great, really. I mean, them two guys, they're phenomenal at driving these cars. I mean, in the other leagues and just anywhere they go in these cars, they're always in the top 5, if not on the pole or second. But yeah, it feels great to be in the between votive, and I'm just ready and excited for the 500 Sunday.
You said that you were excited for the 500. Obviously, 2 nights away. What is your game plan? Do you have any strategy, any teammates going into it? We just heard Mitchum say that he's going to go hard nonstop for the 200 laps. What is your strategy going into it, if you have any?
Seems like that's probably my strategy too, just to keep up with them guys. Save fuel if I can. Try not to get much tire wear, which it should be a cool track, so you should be able to. Tires should be pretty good, but yeah, I'm just gonna try to keep up with them guys and try to finish it at the end.
All right. While we got you up here, anybody you want to say thank you to, say hi to, any sponsors, family members?
Yeah, Nate Fields, congratulations for making the field. Team Indy won first 2 rows. My wife and kids back at the campground, and that's where I'm gonna be heading once I get out of this rig, and I'm gonna party it up for the Indy 500.
All right. Well, you go have a safe party. We will see you Sunday morning, and good luck.
Appreciate it. Thanks for putting this on.
That's
Sheridan
Sheridan
Wade.
Wade, second spot in qualifying. Now there is one left. John Stellard. John, Derek and Morgan up the booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys.
Well, you got one over on your teammate this time. You beat the boss man, like you said on Tuesday. Pole winner for the Indy 500. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, dude, I'm just like really proud to be here. I've spent a lot of time racing Indy over the past month with Mason, obviously my own teammate, but also the entire votive team that we have over on the IndyCar side. I have to shout out Indy Kirchenbauer, Micah Mixer, Shane Coker, Anna Klemick, who's our technical teammate. If they ever hear this, just people who've put in a lot of time with me, both qualifying and in race trim, and it's obviously paying off. Mason had a mechanical failure tonight that let me slip into pole, but I'm just absolutely honored to be here. I think this event was awesome. It took a lot to make the race, let alone fast 12, fast 6. You got to show up and do it over and over again. So just awesome to be here and representing votive and Mystics, what I believe to be first IndyCar season, I think, at least for this league. So just happy to be here.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned it. This is probably the hardest pole in all of motorsports to win. You got to go through like 4 rounds of qualifying to get here. What does it mean? I mean, how much is it different than, say, winning the pole at Texas Motor Speedway because of just all of the extra effort that goes into this?
Yeah, I know. Like some of those mile and a halves in the IndyCar, you can really show up and floor it. If you know kind of what to do with the hybrid and you're willing to, make it through those turns without lifting. You can grab a pole here and there, but when you come to Indy, obviously it's your warm up lap. It's how you take care of the car just over that entire 4 laps. And, even when you leave the pit lane, making sure you're watching your fuel and your mileage and just everything that comes along with that. It takes everything. So I'm just happy to have a procedure that works, and I owe my teammate Mason a ton for that. So to just make the pole with him on the front row means a lot to me.
Well, job well done on the procedure, and job well done for you and your teammate, who will help lead the field to green in the Indy 500 here on Sunday. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out? And can you give us a little sneak peek? What can we expect on Sunday?
Absolutely. I'll definitely just shout out my parents and my friends. I'm sure some of them will see this, so just very happy to have them in my life, and people who are willing to come see me race and spend time with me. It just absolutely means the world to me that, I have those people in my life. Some other just special shout outs I'll give are Kyle Clenworth, who's just spent a ton of time with me on the iRacing IndyCar side. If I ever could claim one mentor, he's absolutely the guy I'm going to pick. And I had the chance to meet up with him at the Indy 500 last week in real life. So that was awesome. And I think in a way carried into this week. So, just besides that, my overall votive team, and once again, just the Mystic League and the guys or the guys over on V Speed as well, because I think you guys are doing an awesome job. So happy to be a part of everything. And if I had to pick a race winner, I'm gonna say there's vengeance coming from my teammate Mason. He's fast. I've been seeing him all month, especially on this fixed set. So he's my pick for the race, and I just hope we have a good one.
Yeah, so do we. But congratulations, John. You got the first win of the week in the qualifying. Congratulations, and we will see you lead the field to green on Sunday.
Thank you, guys.
John Stellard, pole winner for the Indy 500. And now, without having to back out and redo the outro this time, that should do it for us here on V Speed. Derek, for the Mystic Racing League and everyone else who helped make this thing possible, final thoughts, and what are you looking forward to this weekend?
2 sleeps away, Morgan. 2 sleeps away. We have the biggest Mystic Racing Day in all of Mystic Racing League. The Indy 500, the Charlotte 600. I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to calling the Indy 500 with you. I hope you get a good night's sleep for the next 2 nights. We're going to need it. But yeah, I still have my money on John Stellard. I think he's the guy to beat.
We're going to find out on Sunday. Make sure you stay tuned here on V Speed for the entirety of the double. The Indy 500 in the morning, the Charlotte 600 in the evening. 1,100 miles scheduled of racing action right here on V Speed. You're not going to want to miss a moment of it. Congratulations to John Stellard, Mason Mitchum, and Sheridan Wade for starting in the front 3 spots. Until then, we'll see you next time right here on the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. See you next time here on V Speed.